would be no food, you'd have no home. You couldn't live here without earth. Earth also symbolizes home or containment in alchemy. It's actually represented in alchemy as a square. There's another symbol for it as well, but one of the symbols for the earth element is a square, a container. So if we need the earth to grow food and to have a place, then we obviously have to be very concerned about any so-called science that promotes the use of things that destroy the earth, such as pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, rodenticides, strip mining, fracking, excessive oil drilling, and using the earth as a place for dumping dangerous toxic chemicals and things that most of you are aware of that are going on all the time. Now, to keep this short, I'm not going to go into a lot of dialogue on the many, many things that we have done that are literally destroying the earth, but there's plenty out there on those topics. So the first thing we need is earth, because without it, we don't have a body. We cannot make a body without the earth to underpin biological life. No earth, no biological life. No earth, no body. We have to have water. Well, research shows that almost every major ocean and waterway in the world is polluted to dangerously high levels. We now have many, many problems with young men not reaching puberty till way late and becoming feminized due to all the high levels of estrogens in our food supply, and a lot of the chemicals that are used in farming are estrogenic. In fact, there's 3 primary classes of pesticides. One class is neurogenic. They're made from the pesticides used in biological warfare that attack the nervous system. The other ones are estrogenic, and those are pesticides that elevate the estrogens in the insect's body so high it disrupts their reproductive cycle. And the third class is glyphosate, which kills the microbiome and kills bacteria and microlife wherever you spray it, also called Roundup. And they're being sued quite regularly now and winning. People are winning lawsuits. In fact, a friend of mine, Dave Murphy, founder of Food Democracy Now!, his organization was the first organization to actually win a lawsuit against Monsanto. And all their cover-ups have now been exposed. Then you look into the effects of NPK fertilizer, which actually comes from the Second World War and the military-industrial complex trying to figure out how to keep profits going in, and they found that they could turn the elements that you use to make explosives into NPK fertilizer, and then spent countless millions of dollars convincing farmers all over the world that they needed it. But now what we found is that it's not breaking down in the soil, and there is billions of tons of NPK fertilizers that have sunk down through rainfall into the rocks, and experts say if we had a period where there was enough rainfall that the NPK fertilizers trapped in the deep soil and rocks would leach into the ocean and kill the entire ocean. And all of this comes in the name of science. So we have to be very, very careful with science, as I will point out later in this presentation. Now, I could give you a long, long list of all the ways that we have used so-called science to destroy the earth. And there have been many books written about this, and I have many of them in my library. And Rachel Carlson's book, Silent Spring, which I think came out, if I remember right, in the late 60s or in that time period, warned that we were destroying the planet with all the use of dangerous chemicals and related technologies. Well, now it's almost impossible to find water anywhere on this planet that does not have dangerous toxins such as farming and industrial chemicals in it. I was recently talking to an expert that highlighted that today Actually, I think it was Eugene Trufkin. I was listening to him on a podcast, and he said today the average child is born with something like 126 to 200 different dangerous chemicals in their body when they test their blood right when they come out of the womb. So we're in big trouble in the name of science, because every one of these things was validated by so-called science.